Thank you for joining me once again. And we have it on my screen there. The DSS have advised the Nigerian people because we saw Director General Ajayi Oluwatosin meeting President Tinubu. And some months ago, he said, Nigeria must begin to protect themselves. Because first, the Nigerian army lacks the capacity to protect the whole entirety of the Nigerian landscape. There are so many places today that are ungoverned. There are so many places today, particularly in the north, that the Nigerian army, police have never stepped their foot into. Hence, as a Nigerian, prepare your mind that in some instances, you will have to protect yourself. I mean, the Nigerian people have been providing so many things for themselves, and we have been living. If you take a look at it, most Nigerians' homes have a better pass my neighbor generator. If you take a look at it, you'll find out that they have solar inverter. In fact, they will dig their own borehole. All right? And it seems that we are now getting to the part of security. We need to start protecting ourselves. For now, owning a gun, yes, the police will come out and tell you, don't own an AK-47. But you see, in the face of existential threat to human lives, the only thing that is sacrosanct is the survival instinct, nothing else. There's nothing you would tell another Nigerian at this moment, particularly when the Director General of DSS has one time in the past said that Nigerians must begin to protect themselves. In fact, he narrated a story that happened in the upper north, when he said that these people in this particular village have suffered incessant attacks from these Fulani Janjaweeds. Over and over and over again, the police have failed to secure them, proactively. The police will only come when the operations have been done. Then come a time, the male youth gather themselves, summon the courage, and they said, these people, anytime they come, we want to face them. And about 300 able-bodied men faced these bandits. The bandits were about, I think they were about 30 of them on bikes. They came with 15 bikes. But because the bandits came with a higher firepower, I mean, they were all wielding AK. You will never see a Fulani bandit with a pump action. You will not see them with all these den guns. You see them with sophisticated weapons that cost nothing less than 2 million, 3 million. And you wonder where they get it. Anyways, going back to the story, those able-bodied men, 300 of them, some of them hanged on the tree, some of them disguised inside the ground. And when those guys struck, they repelled them. They were able to overpower those men, 30 of them. Yes, they lost a number of their youth, about 100 of them. They lost about 100. But at the end of the day, they overpowered those men, collected their guns, and as we speak today being 23rd of November, those Janjaweeds never for a day return back to that village. What is the moral of the story? It simply means the very day you say, I will no longer be afraid, that is the day you defeat banditry in your community. That is the day you defeat Islamic jihadists. We have it today being Sunday. The CSC pastor, I think the general overseer of Christ Apostolic Church, telling the Christians, pray. Now is not the time for prayer, but for the time to protect yourself. Yes. Well, I understand that so many of these pastors are afraid, they are cowards, because the last time we saw a pastor in Abuja who tried to preach within an AK-47, he was apprehended. Yes, he was arrested. He gave an explanation. I think he was released thereafter, but he was arrested. He was called to caution. The Nigerian government simply do not want people to wield guns, which is, for every sane government, you should not allow people to carry guns. Of course. But in the situation of what we call blatant failure, blatant incompetence and incapacity, you cannot secure 35 students that were abducted in KB. It is over a week now. They were abducted last week. I think last week Saturday or thereabout. They even sent Matawale. Tinubu sent Matawale to Kebbi. Yes, very no Matawale that was giving cows to repentant Boko Haram bandits. He was giving them to 2 cows. That's like 3 million. If you look at the market price today, Tinubu sent him there. 1 week, don't go now. We'll never see those children. Is there anywhere you want to go to in Nigeria that will take you 1 week to travel? Or are they going to tell us that those people are still working on their food for 8 days? It took Israel how many days? 40 days. Not be 40 days it took Israel to walk from Egypt to Canaan land. Before they, I mean, we know the story. But here we are, our Nigerian security personnel are finding it difficult to secure these children. Most of these girls by now would have been forcefully slept with. Most of them would have been disvirgined. For God's sake. Then they struck again in another Catholic school. There, about 200 fresh girls were kidnapped. That one now, we don't count day 3. And then you cannot be saying that Nigerians should not follow the words of DSS. The DSS is the topmost secret, agency in the land. If Director General Ajayi Oluwatosin could have said such a word, you have it on my screen there, that make una begin the reason as una go dey take manage una self. For now, Nigeria does not have that capacity. All the nooks and crannies of Nigeria for now cannot be captured by the Nigerian security forces. These are not my words. So why should Nigerian people are living there? If Nigeria was a real place that loved its people, the Nigerian security architecture, we will take a look at, okay, this is where we can protect our people and nothing will happen. Okay, you in this particular state, you guys should move within this axis. Our police and our Nigerian army will be able to do that. Anything beyond their boundaries, beyond their perimeters, we know they are what? They are threats, then we can eliminate them. These are what they're supposed to do. They form a quarantine zones. Because Nigeria does not have the manpower. We are almost 250 million. And we have in total, with police, with NCDSO, with civilian JTFO, with Nigerian army, all together they are not up to 2 million. They are not up to 2 million. So it's not even up to 10% of the population. In China that is over 1.4 billion human beings. China does not have nothing less than 15 million armed forces, from police to army. Yes, that's it. In America, they do not have less than 1.5 to 2 million in forces across. In fact, the United States have so much army that they send army outside the country. How many Nigerian army is in Sierra Leone? Nigeria used to be the African giant at one point in time. No, now we don't talk African rat. We don't deceive ourselves. Nigeria now, may they not blow us breeze. Who like this? We will fly like paper. Paper weight, feather weight. That is what we have now. In the golden age of Nigeria, when God, then we were so powerful. Nigerians had so much army because the warfare in the Nigerian army, the equipment, the structure, the internal peace, we could afford to send our personnel, our Nigerian army, go to Somalia, go to Ghana, go to Guinea, go to Ivory Coast, go and restore democracy. But who born us today? Our democracy, they shake today. They shake. Yes, because the bandits are in control of so many places. Is it in Katsina where they told the Nigerian, when they wanted to have a peace deal, they told the Nigerian police force, what could I know where uniform come? Don't try and come with uniforms. If you try it, and the Nigerian policemen did not wear uniforms, lo and behold, only to see that the bandits will come in uniform of a ACP that they Nigerian empire. Such audacity. Such audacity. You know, they said that necessity is the mother of invention. Okay? And they said that when you are in a tight corner, you sort of what? Reinvent yourself. You what? You renovate yourself. You improvise. Nigeria has failed to improvise in so many ways. Today we have the bandits now who are now attacking some places with drones. Was it not the last time they told us that they attacked one army barrack with drones? Is there a time it do not get to Nigeria? Because we are seeing it's already happening in Burkina Faso. It's happening in Mali. Where these bandits, the Fulani Janjaweeds, jihadists, Islamic expansionists, are using drones to attack Nigerian army. My prayer is they will not start using it to attack civilians. The earlier the better we know that we must begin to find every necessary means to set up private security architectures. And government must approve them. Yes. There's a young man on social media who has called on all southern states, create your media groups. Let us have it where we can share intels. We have the IT expert, we have the geospatial expert, then we have the foot on ground. Of course, there will be need for drones. These things, because the government is literally telling us to pray. Look at Zulum. Zulum has declared that we need to pray. That is what Zulum is saying in Borno State. Prayer does not work. It won't work in this situation. It not going to work. For you to fight this battle, that God that you and I believe in, He has given you the 2 hands and 2 legs. He has given you an eyesight. He gave you a heart. And He gave you your freaking brains. Your hands are to what? To pull triggers. Your legs are to run. And your eyes to see. These are what the bandits, the Fulani Janjaweeds have. The only thing missing here is an approval to protect ourselves. These bandits never asked, they never waited, they never got a permission. And there are so many conversations, reports out there that the Nigerian security know where these people are. But they are concerned about human rights. They're concerned about, I don't understand. These people are bloody terrorists. That the international human rights international might begin to say that Nigerian people are killing. I don't get it. The North, the oligarchs behind this must all be exposed. Tinubu must begin to see a need to do this. Because we cannot continue to run a country like this. This is more or less like a banana republic. In a banana republic, the man with his biggest gun, of course, commands the day. Takes the order of the day. And I'm afraid to say this, but I have to. It seems these people are beginning to become our governors. Yes. They are beginning to become our government. When they call for peace deal, now them go list out the terms and conditions. And you are telling me not to be afraid. You are telling Nigerians not to start finding every necessary means to follow the order of the DSS, who said this as early as April 2025. In fact, let's listen to the DSS once again when he said this thing. Let's listen to it again.
Thinking seriously about the practical approach to mobilizing to curb insecurity, I'll share experience with you when I was state director in Bauchi. Most of you will remember an incident in Azari. A group of terrorists, the Boko Haram, then had invaded Azari. They were shooting in an attempt to kidnap, and the community chased them. They killed some members of the community, but the community members killed all of them. The last guy, Khalid, climbed onto a tree and was firing. The community stood, they were resilient, and they killed Khalid. Since that day, there has not been one terrorist attack in Azad. As a matter of fact, the former head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, said, and I quote, if we want to stop or curb this terrorism, we shall emulate the Azari example. Tafawa Balewa also happened to be a local government in Bauchi that was always in flames. And the people of Bogoro and some part of Tafawa Balewa, where the Sayawas are, rose up on one occasion. They knew their terrain better, climbed onto trees and mountains. When the invaders came, they did not only repel them, they seized their weapons. And since then, you can attest to it that you hardly hear about Tafawa Balewa again. What I'm trying to say, the practical approach to mobilizing people, is that you have to get everyone involved. You do not expect the Nigerian Army, police, DSS, to protect every Nigerian or every community. It is not going to work. In the US, if you visit someone in the house, you will be shocked that when the guy hears a police siren, he will just pull his drawer, bring out his gun and keep it. So one of my hosts did that, and I asked him, why are you putting gun here? He said, well, if they are chasing someone and he enters my house, I'll shoot him first. And that is the layer we have to start thinking about. How can you create first line of defense? The military, police, and other security agencies are to deal with the bigger ones, the organized ones. But it is impossible for us to deploy to every community in the country. It is unimaginable that any security agencies that has the resources to do it. So as we live here, we all belong to one community or the other. What we have to start experimenting is how we can make the community to prepare first if the first line of defense for us. General Wahab said it clearly. And for me, there are 3 takeaways from his lecture. By the way, the general and I were guest speaker at one program in our office, so I'm not surprised that his dexterity. He has developed some sort of expertise in what he does. But 3 things for me. He asked us a question. What is our own culture? Our culture is communal. We do things together. Festival together. Ceremonies together. Wedding ceremony, whatever. So why can't we fight some miscreants, some charlatans among us together? The community should say, you cannot come here. This is what Tafawa Balewa has done. If you go to that community to attack them, you'll be sorry for yourself. I challenge anybody to try it. And this is the way we have to do. We have to allow some level of armament for the communities, and they can serve as the first line of defense. Second takeaway from what the general said. Whole society approach is not the first time we are hearing. But what I'm saying, the way to do it is when we live here, those of us who have some influence, the elites in society, discuss with your communities, come to us, get some sort of approval and guidance, and then we can stop these criminals. You can imagine you call sector, let's say sector 4 or whatever, sector of the army, to come to this community if there's an attack. Before they even arrive there, If they attack another community, what happens? This is what we should take away from here. And lastly, he said something very instructive. By the way, I like Osman. He knows who to give time. Have you seen him around here?